Alright, here's a picture of that you get at nighttime with the infrared camera. This is one. I'm actually viewing this one on my laptop computer. As you can see, there's a screen of 6 screens. I have 6 cameras, and if I click on this, I can bring up this one. This particular view right here is the darkest area of my property, but I can still see. It's probably hard to see on a video, but I can see, still see across the street. This is some in my backyard. You get a little. You'll see how it lights different areas there. It's just the. It kind of changes with the light. This is kind of coming up on morning now, and so it'll change a little bit. This is in my backyard with a pole, and I also have it set up so that it triggers motion. And what it does is it'll timestamp it and just take a picture. Now I have it recording 24/7 the actual video, and when it receives a motion, sometimes the bugs will set it off. It'll actually take a picture. So then I can just go back through and look at all the pictures. If I see some activity from the motion, then it has a timestamp. I can go watch the video of that. So that works out well, really well. And say here, this is using it on my computer, on my laptop computer. I do have it on my also on my cell phones too. All right, I wanted to show you the there's an app on your phone, and it's called RX Cam View, that you can download for this security system, and it'll work on your iPhone. It'll work on a like this is a Android phone. This one's a Samsung Galaxy 5. About any of them. I have an iPad it'll work on. I have a Samsung. It's not an iPad, but just a pad that it'll work on. But let me, I wanted to show you how the camera will work on these. Alright, you bring up the ad. I'm probably getting a glare here. And you'll see there's a lot of different ways you can configure it. But first thing you'll get these where you're live. You have to, it takes a bit here to configure it up. You have to put in there's a code that you can put in to activate your live video on your phone. Okay, when you start this up, you'll see the plus sign. So if you hit on one of the plus signs, and then it'll take you to the. I've tried to configure several different ways here, but the 4 is what's working. And I hit channel 2, and then you see channel 2 will come up into my. This is like a 6-string display, depending on how many cameras you have. Let's hit on channel 3. You see channel 3 will come up in this one. And I'll hit this next one here. And again I'll hit and channel 4. You see channel 4 comes up. So then you can populate all these views on your main screen when you start the program. Alright, so if I turn the screen sideways, you can see all the views. Now if I tap on any one of those, it should go to a full screen. Double tap it. There it goes. Oh, now I hit it too many times. I hit a double tap, and then see it goes to the full screen. You can also watch your videos that's been recorded on your phone and it's mobile. But here's the deal so far. This will work fine long as I'm out somewhere and I have a Wi-Fi setting. If you're using your mobile data, I haven't got that to work yet, but I do believe it will. I just haven't got that set up properly yet. There's a lot of different things on there when you're setting up your network. And so, but as long as I got Wi-Fi, I've been able to go out and see the cameras at home anywhere. I'll have to research more for the when you're mobile data and see how I can get that to work. And I know it will. I just haven't got it figured out yet. This is my main setup here where I have my DVR. You can see the DVR is the Cobra sitting here. That's your main unit where all your cameras plug into. and where it really controls everything. And then I had it's like a 20-inch computer screen that I hook up, and I leave this running all the time. And you know, I'll be able to see when something pops up on it, and be able to see that screen. It'll go full screen when it has a mouse control, and see, like when I pop up that screen there, you get that. I think you're probably getting a lot of glare off the window here in the back there. It's kind of this time of day I'm getting a lot of it come in. But anyways, you can kind of see how that works. And it goes back to the regular screen. And this right here is my big screen TV. And I have an HDMI cable that it'll hook into. And then I can look at any of the pictures on the big screen. Okay, you get a lot of glare from the window, but this is the screen here where you set up your network so that you can put it into the to your phone. It's really kind of hard to see this morning because I'm just getting a tremendous amount of glare coming off the back window. But you set up your IP address and that. But the easiest way to do it is it'll have a thing where you can scan it, and it'll automatically recognize the DVR, and it hooked it up. It took me a little bit. This isn't the easiest process to set it up, but it can be done with a little bit of effort. It just there is instructions that comes with the unit that shows you how to set this up. So and also I mentioned earlier about the on your mobile, and I think you have to click on this 3G and set it up. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still in the process of completely figuring this out. But you know, once you get it, the system works really good. And but this is a little bit on the setting up your network to receive it on your phone and on your computer. It does come with a program on the computer that you can set it up with. All right, we're back here to the screen on the computer, and where you can do your setups. This program comes along with the security system, but if you go to the control panel here in this group device here, you can hit this little tool at the top there, and these are your settings. And back here down here to your network settings, and click on network, and you can, I don't know if you can see it good here on the video or not, but it tells you the type and your client port. The IP address is one of the main things that you put in there when you're trying to configure your network. Networking is just not really an easy thing, and I know a little bit about it. I'm no expert on it whatsoever, but I've always been able to make it work. And a lot of the reason I do it because it's just trial and error on it. But this is where you can make all your settings on it. You can set it up here for your email. Anytime you get a notification or a movement on the camera, it'll send you an email, and you can check that out. The system really is really quite complicated, but a very good system once you get it all figured out. You can watch your videos from the your computer. You know, you can see what anything that's been recorded on it, but it gets a really good clear. Now, I do have a clip here that I've downloaded off the system and show you what kind of quality you get. And I'll be putting that up here, and you'll be able to see what you can expect to get it and save recordings on it. You know, it's again, I said the system's, it's not a real easy one to operate, but you can figure it out in time. I mean, it's you gotta learn. I've had it for almost 2 weeks now. I'm still learning how to do different things, and so far there ain't nothing I haven't been able to figure out yet, but working on maybe the 3G hookup there. I haven't got that figured out yet. But I've also have moved my cameras around to get better views and that from let's say we have 6 cameras right now, have room for 2 more, and I think we'll probably be adding the 2 more here in the future. All right, here's a little clip that I took from the security camera, and it just kind of shows the quality of it. And I've added the sound. You can add sound to this system, but this particular one, I don't have that on there, and it's very inexpensive. There's a mics that you can add to each camera. Just add one mic, maybe to area of it. So, but this little clip will show you how it works. So again, here's my 3 cameras here in the backyard of my house. I've mounted these all up here, so I've got 3 cameras, and with the 3 of them, I can see the center of the yard, I can see the left and the right of the yard, so it pretty much covers the whole house. Now, one thing that, when I wired these up, I happen to have this hole here in the house, that's where I ran my wires through. You know, there's a better, neater way to do it. The proper way to set it up is drill a hole right underneath it and run your wires straight up, which they wouldn't be seen that way. The biggest issue when I hooked this up, it was pretty hot out here, and when you climb up in the attic here, our attics are 130, 140 degrees up there, and you can't hardly spend much time in there pulling wires, so it's a real chore. Now, sooner or later maybe I'll reset these all and put holes right underneath the camera so the wires aren't exposed, but you know, this wasn't my ideal way of doing it, but I did it where I, especially even put the 3 cameras together, I can run all 3 of these wires at one time. I crawl back in the attic, run them back across to the DVR, and I just had to do it one time. So this is the reason I've set them this way. I'm not saying this is the ideal. In fact, this is not the ideal way to set them up. It's just the way I did them. Sooner or later I might change these around, especially here in the winter months when it cools down. Maybe I can get up there and run a wire to each camera without having them, you know, exposed like that. That's really not the proper way to install them. Now here's the camera I have in the front. This one I brought out clear to the edge, and it covers the whole front of it view. If you've seen the picture with my van in it, this is the camera that I'm receiving that from. And then I've got another one set up this way, and that one points at the front door. It entire gets the whole front door, so anyone that's coming to the front door, it'll show right up. And then I've got one more camera here, and it's pointing out across the front yard. Again, you see how I've wired these. You know, the wires are all on the outside, so that I could pull all 3 wires at one time. Again, not the most ideal way to do it, but this is the way I have it done right now. They're all feeding up into this as like an air vent. So I said, sooner or later I might change these around, make them more neater, and run the wire straight up underneath the camera, which will be a lot better setup. Alright, this was my update on my Cobra security camera. And I apologize for some of the views on the TV. I was getting a lot of glare coming out of the windows. This time of day is probably not the best time to shoot this, but I still think you got the gist of what was going on. You know, it takes a little bit to set the system up. You know, you got to configure your IP ports and that to get it to work wirelessly. It can be done. Once I did it, it really wasn't all that hard, but yet it did take a little bit of changing around. And like I said, I still got to do a little change in there to use the 3G network that's on your mobile phone. It'll work on your mobile phone as long as you have Wi-Fi, at least on mine so far. If we got Wi-Fi, it works out great, but on mobile data, I haven't gotten it to work yet. I'm sure it's just a setting that I haven't gotten set up yet, but I'll set that up in the future, and if I do, maybe I'll make another little video with some updates on it. And so yeah, some of you had asked about some of the night vision, so I showed a little bit of what the pictures look like at night. Really, it's interesting at night. Sometimes you'll see a lot of bugs will come to the camera, and it sets off the motion sensors on it. But you know, it's gotten a little cooler here in Florida. We get pretty warm and sticky at night, and get a lot of bugs. But it has cooled down over the last several days, and I noticed last night I hardly had any bugs there. But it's funny, they'll set the motion sensors off, but you can see good at night. You know, if it triggers something, you can see it. And actually, what I've been doing here recently is trying to check my videos at night. This time of year, we get bears. We have black bears down here, and they get running around in that. And there has been some on my property. There was one time there was a mother on the ground and a cub up in the tree on my front of the yard, and to help maybe capture some of that. If I do, maybe I'll make a video of that. That'd be a lot of fun there. But I hope you liked the video. I hope it helped you out some. If you have any more questions, leave a comment in the comment below. Give me the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed to my page, I encourage you to subscribe to it. I'm always putting up different videos, from cooking to how-tos to sometimes we'll even go to Disney World. So till the next time.